Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We have a really exciting topic. We're going to talk about the labor statistics from June. We know it's now the end of July, so we're really seeing how COVID is transforming over the last few months, and it's been really interesting to watch how the market is changing and adapting, so we're excited to get into all of that today. I am Hannah. If you do not know me, I work in Robert Half Technology, specifically focusing on those IT roles on a contract and consultancy basis. And this is my colleague, Lindsay. She works in our finance and accounting team, working to help staff those full-time permanent roles in the finance and accounting sector. So if you haven't seen any of our videos, we are your friendly Edmonton recruiters, and we are excited to give you this information today. So I'm going to hop right in and talk about some of these statistics, the values that we have from Statistics Canada. So this is actually information that is accessible to everyone. We'll attach the link so you can all see it, but it's really helpful resources that is published monthly, and you can see the statistics related to all kinds of hiring data as well as other areas of data as well. So that's where we're getting our information from today. So from February to April, we saw about 5.5 million Canadians affected by COVID. So that is a huge chunk of our population. And obviously now, February to April, we've had May, we've now had June. And what we've seen during June especially is that the employment rate actually rose by 5.8%. So what that means is that 952,000 jobs were added in Canada as a kind of that post-COVID recovery stage started to kick in. So that's phenomenal. 5.8% is a big shift from what we were seeing before. So some really cool things happening in June, and it's definitely reflected in our work and how busy we've started to become as well. In June, it was seen that 3.1 million people were affected in Canada by COVID-related job situation. And that is actually a reduction of 43% since what we saw in April. So 43% less people have been impacted in June by job loss or lack of a job due to the implications of COVID. So again, really, really encouraging information to see in the market across Canada. What we're seeing specifically in Alberta is actually kind of a little bit of stagnation when it comes to the hiring market as a whole. So not necessarily specifically in technology or in finance. This reflects all areas, all industries, everything from customer service and roles that are more in the trades, right into the more white collar type professions as well. So this is an all-encompassing statistic, and it shows that unemployment rate at the moment in Alberta is 15.5%, and that actually didn't change at all from May until June. So it'll be really interesting to see what the July statistics begin to say, if we're seeing any shifts there. At the moment, Alberta is unfortunately the highest unemployment rate of any province in Canada, which is definitely too bad. There's going to be a lot of change though, and I think our recovery process is going to look a little bit different from some of the other provinces as well, just in the way that our government has been handling the rollout into these phases of COVID recovery. So those are the statistics. We're going to attach an infographic at the end of this so that you can read it, take a look at what we're seeing, and definitely get a really good grasp of the info if you head to the Statistics Canada website.
Perfect. And then I'm going to just kind of jump on some additional points that we kind of gathered from those statistics as well. So a thing that we're seeing with clients as well, what we're hearing is they're having a tough time with bringing candidates back from those CERB benefits, that they're actually getting paid more on CERB and that they want to kind of stay there, which completely understandable, but it's also hard to staff. So in terms of you're a candidate right now and you're maybe trying to look for a job and you're waiting until CERB runs out, I would actually highly suggest that you jump on job opportunities now, because there is a lot of you guys out there who are thinking the exact same thing, and there's gonna be a ton more competition when that rolls around. So when it has unemployment benefits end, more candidates will likely try to re-enter the workforce, and job seekers can get a leg up on competition by pursuing opportunities right now. Either projects and part-time roles may even lead to full-time opportunities, and that is also something that we're seeing reflected. I know Hannah's seeing that reflected as well. Maybe companies only have the capacity to do part-time are projects right now, but they have the intention of hiring this person full
Yeah.
time permanently when the market picks up later in the year or whenever that may be. So don't silo yourself into permanent opportunities. If you are a job seeker right now, definitely be open to those opportunities that could potentially become permanent. And also, kind of despite high unemployment levels, employers are struggling to find people for certain in-demand roles. So employers are also seeing that, even though there's a high number of people applying. Unfortunately, it's people with maybe the wrong background or with people that don't have the necessary criteria that they are looking for. So employers continue to make strategic hiring decisions, and pre-pandemic salary expectations largely remain intact, which is actually quite surprising to hear. You know, we definitely thought that there would have to be some sort of wavering in terms of kind of salary expectations, but for the most part, it has stayed the same, which is actually very encouraging as well if you are an employee. So don't really have to lower your standards too much. And also, savvy companies are working with their recruiting partners and paying at market compensation to secure top talent. So it is the time that, you know, employees are looking to add those top talents to their team, whether they're going through a restructuring phase or maybe it's the time to kind of address that in-house needs now. And last but not least, you know, staffing experts as a strategic partner. You know, businesses are planning re-entry into the office, picking up and playing catch up on delayed projects and initiatives,
Yeah.
and prioritizing their staffing strategies for the rest of the year. Talented consultants and contractors can quickly ramp up on-site or remotely, work to have, you know, add that critical value to organizations to trying to rebuild. So I know, example, we had a few clients who really had a lot of AR outstanding on the finance side, and they really needed to catch up. So we were actually able to turn around some contractors within a day and get those contractors out to that company in order to kind of catch them up on that project side of things. That company was finally at a position that they were able to kind of hire that and get them back on trend.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is not to use this time to just do nothing when it comes to the job search or even as an employer in the hiring process. I think just as Lindsay said, it's a great time for you to help get ahead of the competition that is going to be in place in a couple of months when things are really trying to ramp back up to full speed. So I think from both the candidate side and the employer side, now is definitely a good time to use to your benefit. So yeah, so with all that, we're going to come back to you in a couple of weeks when we have a really good sense of the July statistics. We will be bringing you updated monthly stats for the next little while to give a sense of what's going on in the employment trends. But please let us know what you want to know about, what topics you would like us to talk about, what would be helpful to you, whether that's in technology or finance and accounting or just career life in general. Let us know. We are 100% here for that. And the other thing you can do is like and comment and follow our YouTube channel. We are publishing all these there. There's going to be more content coming out over the next couple of months to years. So definitely keep on that and keep up to date on everything that's going on in the market. So happy Friday, everyone. Hope you all have a wonderful long weekend, and we'll see you in August.
Bye, guys.